Hello, good morning. Welcome to Stampin' Chat. I'm going to have some live stamping this morning. I'm just going to check that I'm live in the right place. So I've rescheduled. Normally I'm live on a Tuesday, but I can't see a thing out of these glasses. I had to switch to today, swap my Nana duties over. If you are hopping on, please say hello. Honestly, I'm getting as blind as a bat. Even Jason said to me this morning, we were looking at something, he said, "Can't you read that?" I said, "No." Actually, it was last night. We got in the hot tub and I wanted the jets on. And he said, "Oh, your side is jet number 1. So I got up to look at the buttons. I couldn't see which was number 1 and which was number 2. And he said, "Goodness me." Good morning, Lucianne. Good morning, Katie. How are you both? Alfie's here, fussing around by my feet. He's got his bone in his mouth. I'm looking at myself on my screen and it looks very bright in here today. It's pretty grim outside. It's just started drizzling, which isn't fun. My hair does not like the drizzle. It just goes frizzy. You can see all these endy bits that are flying around. I just ran over to the house to grab something before I came live. So had a busy morning already. I dashed out before 8. I'm sitting on a load of paperwork that I want to show you. I dashed out before 8 this morning to go and have my car MOT'd. So I've got quite a few steps in today already. I did a bit of a dash over to Sainsbury's. Good morning, Kate. How are you, my lovely? Long time no see. Yeah, so I dashed over to Sainsbury's, got a bit of food, and then walked back and my car was done. Thankfully, as I said, it passed, so that is good. Hello, Kay. How are you? How are you all on this Wednesday morning? I was just saying it's mild here in the UK, but it's drizzly. It's like that really fine drizzle in the air, the one that makes your hair go super frizz. So, right, this morning I am super excited to share with you a couple of cards using the garden greenhouse, and I'm going to find it in my catalogue so that when I set you down, it's on page 28 of the mini. When I set you down, I can show you, because I still haven't got my label machine up and running. I really must do that today, honestly. I've only been in the studio, I think, for 2 hours so far this week. So I've been in and out, puppy sitting for Sophie, looking after Archie because he's too young to leave for too long at the moment. And she had to go into the office on Monday. So, good morning, Ellie. How are you? Kate, oh no, I'm sorry, you've had a sickness bug. Oh, bless you. Do you think that you picked that up from the grandchildren? Oh dear. Not very nice, is it? Yeah, so I was puppy sitting Monday, and then in the afternoon I went over to see the grandchildren. So yesterday, what did I do yesterday? Oh, I had Evsy, yeah, and I took her back about 2-ish. So by the time I got home, it was 3. So I quickly came over and did a couple of hours work before cooking dinner. So yeah, I managed to sit down. I think we jumped in the hot tub at about 7:15. Got out. We're only normally in there for 20-25 minutes. Warmed up the bones, and then we sat down and watched an episode of a series that we're watching that we are gripped to. But I'm not going to go into that. I know a lot of people talk about what they're watching on the TV, and I always feel that sometimes you don't want to share things just in case somebody hasn't seen it. So, but I'm not sure whether anybody will be watching it. Right, let's turn you down without further ado. We've got the page that we are looking at. I hope you are feeling much, much better now though, Kate, because sometimes when you get a bug like that, it can knock you for 6, can't it? So, right, let's move MacBook out of the way. Bear with the palm of the hand. Move oh my goodness, I nearly lost my block box. That would have been noisy. Right, let's have a little zoom. Get some light on the situation. I'm feeling hot today. MacBook has done that freezy thing again. I hate to bring this up, but I definitely think that I'm going through some kind of something beginning with M. The menopause. I'm just let's move this over a little bit. Move that way. I'm waking at silly o'clock all the time. It's rather annoying. I feel worn out and I'm blaming it on that. Okay, so enough said about that. I know we do not want to go down that route. We're here to have fun, not talk about problems like that. Anyway, garden greenhouse wasn't top of my list when I first opened the catalogue. I knew it was going to be on my list because, you know, being a veggie grower and knowing lots of people that grow their own veggies, then I thought this set would be just brilliant. I love all like the greenery in here, the flowers and the dies. So I'm going to leave that open so I can tell you prices. These are the greenhouse dies and they are £32. I need to get the labels in my machine. Let's just click so I can read some comments. Lucianne, you're all COVID free. That's good to hear. I'm glad you're okay. You're doing okay. Okay. Oh goodness. Right. So yeah, really, look, it looks so fresh. I'm in love with these. Really pretty. But the stamps are great. So we've got 13 stamps on here. They're not quite shown at full size. I think I just froze then for a moment. Let me grab a piece of tape and get this grid secured. I hope Facebook is going to play a game with us today and that I don't lose you all because of glitches. I think we're straight because that would be very annoying. So I have mounted up the stamps that I'm using and I haven't played a lot with them yet. Again, I just haven't had the time. I did a bit of work over the weekend, but Saturday I had my creative escape. So that was a full-on day. We crafted from 9 till 5. Such a fun day. We made loads of projects. Let's bring in my colour combo. And I'm not going to lie, I was exhausted by the end of it. Crafting is tiring, don't you think? It's good for the soul, it's good for the mind, but it is still quite tiring. Thought I would pull in some Blackberry Bliss today. Now, we all know this is a very pigmented colour and the chances of getting it on your hands and it staining for a short while, the chances of that are really high, but it's a great colour and it works so well with fresh freesia. I love it. So a little bit of pool party as well. Move those stamps out of the way and let's bring in a kit. So a bit of deep colour happening today. Let's get some glues and things ready. If you are just joining, please do say hello. Kate, you're not 100%. You're watching me instead of doing yoga. Oh, bless you. I forgot it's your yoga morning. You're still having hot flushes and poor sleep. Oh, no. I'm not really getting... I do get a hot moment, but that's usually after a cup of coffee, and I think that's just normal. Don't we all get a bit heated up when we have a coffee? So, I don't know. It could be. Oh, you're having a delivery today, Kay. That's exciting. I had a couple of deliveries yesterday. And I've got the new candles kit to show you. And I've got information about a new kit that's coming out as well. Okay, let's get on to this. I'm using Evening Evergreen for my card base today. So, no white base for this one. Thought I'd just kind of give it a bit of depth today. Good morning, Belle. How are you? You've been lurking and munching your muesli. Do you know, I quite often have muesli at lunch. I love muesli with yoghurt and fruit. Not a massive lunch person. Katie, you got home on Saturday and finished a couple of projects. You made your mum a birthday card and you liked the fun fold one that we did. She loved it. Beautiful. I am so glad about that. How are you doing, Belle? How are you? Right, today, so we're using the garden greenhouse, but we're also using, let's grab it. Where have I put it? Behind me. The Heart and Home DSP. I don't have much left in here. But we're using a bit of the wood grain, but we're also using the reverse to tie in with the fresh freesia ink, because if you remember, the reverse on all of these patterns is like white and grey wood grain, but on the other sides there are lots of colours. Now if you don't have that, maybe you have been fortunate enough to get yourself the Friendly Hello. Let's just move that because the static will stick to it. The Friendly Hello paper that's available as a free gift with Celebration at the moment, and this sheet would work really well with it. I'm going to flick through because these are all so gorgeous. It's definitely worth placing that slightly larger order to earn yourself this pack of paper and the matching stamp set for free. It is gorgeous. Very, very usable. Definitely a bit sniffy as well today. Right. You had Greek yogurt, blueberries and banana. Belle. That sounds good. I do have blueberries every day, and I like strawberries and grapes. Not a fan of banana on my muesli, but I go through phases with banana where sometimes I really love them and other times I really hate them. Right, let us start. Let's get on with the task in hand. Let's crease our base. So as always, it's 5 3/4 by 8 1/4. And then we've got these 2 strips of the pattern paper. I don't know what that is under my nail. I don't know if it's ink or oil from my car or something, but it won't come out. My nails are not good at the moment. Just keep breaking. It's so frustrating, and it's horrible having short nails that just look horrible. It's embarrassing. I don't like it, but I don't have the time to keep going to have them done properly. I just cannot keep up with that kind of maintenance at the moment. So I'm just going to have to grin and bear with them. I have got some like nail repair that I've been putting on, and I do, I've got some lovely Body Shop like cuticle oil that I put on from my lovely friend Tina, who's a consultant, put on the cuticles at night, but doesn't seem to be helping me at the moment. Trouble is as well, we're playing with paper all the time, and that's kind of quite harsh on our nails, isn't it? And our hands get really dry. Okay, so let us bring in some stamps. The first one that I have mounted, so this is on an E-block, quite a big block. And I'm going to pull it in. That's a bit grubby. Let's find the clean side. Need my foam mat because these are photopolymer. And let's stack up a couple of inks. So I've got Evening Evergreen that I want to use for this one. I'm going to find a little scrap as well. Let's just tear off an old piece of grid paper because I want to do a bit of blending on this one. I haven't done it on my original, but I made another card yesterday for somebody, and I did a little technique with it, so I'm going to show you that. So the first part that I'm going to stamp on this lovely, beautiful greenhouse with the Evening Evergreen onto this piece of basic white, which measures 3 5/8 by 3 1/4. So let's get inking up. It's quite a big stamp, this one. So lovely and so usable. It'd be great for, let's turn it that way. Great for those man cards as well, this stamp set. Because, you know, lots of guys like their gardening. I'm wondering if we are zoomed in enough. Right, we're going to stamp this one down just centrally, as centrally as I can, without being over the top of my paper, like that. Put that to one side. Get my hair out of the way because I don't want that to be on in shot. Don't like that black under my nail, it's horrible. Okay, I'm being fussy, sorry. ignore me. And then what I did, not on my original, but what I did on another card that I made yesterday, I cut myself, I took the die. So we have a very intricate die, which I haven't actually, I have used it. I'm telling a fib because I'm using it in a minute. We've got a very intricate die, and then we've got this solid die that sort of sits with it and works with it. Oh, Ellie, yes, of course. I forgot that you've got COVID. Bless you. You're feeling croaky with it. Rosemary's tested negative on day 5 this morning, so hopefully it's school tomorrow. Okay, that's good. Jacob and Emma still testing negative. That is good. Oh, it's such a job, isn't it? Such a job. So I've used this kind of solid die. Let's put that to one side. And I cut out, let's show you this way. I cut out the little house from a piece of basic white, and then I chopped off the doorway to reveal this shape. And then what I thought I would do, I got a post-it note and cut myself a slither on the sticky part, cut myself a slither to fit over the doorway. So let's just stick that on like that. And then I'm going to use this as a bit of a mask. Grab my pool party ink, and this doesn't fit exactly. Can you see that this shape isn't exactly the same shape as the greenhouse? But I found a little way around that will still make this technique work. And I'm just going to lay it over the top. Grab my scrap bit. Let's just pop that under for now. I've just moved everything about to do it again. Let's pick up some ink. It's looking like my pool party could do with another re-ink. Line that. So I'm taking that mask and I'm just lining it over the greenhouse image that I've stamped. I'm going to take a bit of ink off, and then I'm just going to work in a circular motion around the outside of my greenhouse. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Let's hold it a bit firmer down there. I need like 2 pairs of hands because I like to pick up ink in a circular motion. I'm just going to do a bit at the top. I'm not going to go too high at the top. But I kind of want to focus on the edges. And just kind of fill in with a bit of colour. And then that post-it note mask will mean that I don't get any ink. If I lift it up, can you see how we're getting a build up? Now what I want to do for this part, because the shape of this misses off that corner, so I am just going to hold that up there like that and just add a little bit of colour over that edge, because I don't want a harsh line there, and I don't want to go at the top here. Hope that makes sense. There is a bit of a harsh line. So I'm not picking up ink properly. I need to hold on to that ink pad. And then again on this side, I just want a little bit of colour at the top. And I think that's enough. It's a little bit of a harsh line just there. Can you see that? See if I can get rid of that. That's better, I think. Just by adding in a bit more colour. And then I'm going to keep this for another time. And then when I pull off this post-it, you can see it's just kind of given my greenhouse like a bit of a glassy effect. And you'll see the difference in this when I pull in my original. You'll see how different it looks. Right, let's take that scrap away. I'm going to have to blow my nose. Do excuse me. Still sniffy. That's because I've been out and about early, marching around in the fresh air. Okay, what do we need to do next? We're going to put that to one side. We're going to do a bit of stamping with some images. Now, I adore this lovely foliage stamp here. This is one solid stamp, and even though it says it's not distinctive, it does kind of have that shadowy effect. So let's bring in a stamp. I'm going to use this lovely leafy image with the soft succulent. Just to check comments. And then we'll have a couple of these. Oh, it's beautiful. You can almost see the etching on here. You know me, I love a bit of foliage. Let's just show you that. Can you see it's like dotty? It's got texture to it, and that's, where did that come from? I've touched the edge. Let's grab my wet wipe. Do you know, I've even got a job to see out of the one Velux here in the studio, because it's like a misty rain out there and it's just covered over the window. Let's stamp right over the top of that little smudge. Now, I don't need all of these because I've done a couple ahead of time, but how lovely are they? And how fantastic that we've got a die to cut those out. So I'm going to stamp a couple more things and then we'll cut some of these out. I do love this cute kind of little daisy flower. You can see I've inked it with Blackberry Bliss already because it is well and truly stained. I always find this such a dangerous colour to work with. And mine has gone a bit bitty. Katie, you know, we were talking about inks. This one has gone a bit bitty on the surface, and I need to let demonstrator support know about that. It's still working fine. So I want a couple of these little flowers. We'll start with pale colour first. So let's just, while we are inking, I think I've got something, a bit of fluff stuck on the bottom of that one. That's better. Let's do a couple of those. Clean that one off. And then in the Blackberry Bliss, which I feel might need a bit of a re-ink, we'll do a couple of darker ones. Aren't these pretty? Let's just fill up this sheet because I will be using all of these on another card when I've finished. Aren't they super cute? So I'll show you that on the stamp set. And these little flowers are designed, can you see this like foliage here? You've got stems coming out. These little flower heads are designed to sit on top when you're stamping them down on backgrounds, okay? So, but they're great as kind of individual flowers as well. So let's snip those off. I want 2 of those. What else do we need? Let's do our stamping first. And then we can close up, move out of the way some inks. Right, my greeting I'm going to do in Evening Evergreen, and I'm going to use the Hope Your Day Is Just Right. Let's find, oh, I've got myself a skinny strip already. I've cut this strip. My general strips of waste come in 2 sizes. This is from cutting inserts on my cards, and I wanted something that was just a bit narrower. So I've trimmed this to 3/8 of an inch, and this greeting just sits lovely on here. So let's ink that up. I love photopolymer with our greetings. Let's just flatten that. It's going to help you if it's flat. It just really helps being able to see. This is quite tight as well, so if it goes wrong, I'll have to cut another one. That's okay. The bottom of the J is kind of just hovering, but it will be fine. And I think that's all the stamping I need. Let's just chop the ends off of here. So who's got this stamp set on their wish list? I will be having a class coming at the end of the month. It can be in the post or come to the studio. I just need to get it up on my events website, which hopefully I will be able to do later. Let's get some die cutting done. But I think it's fab. It's a really, really good set. Look at the state of these plates. Right, let's pull on these, grab the dies, and need a couple of scraps. I think they must be in the other bag because I want some little flowers as well. I want to use, look at these flowers are great. This one and then this lovely leaf. Oh gosh, I've got a lot to do. And then these two as well. What have I done with all my scraps? Let's just find some Blackberry Bliss. Should have been left out. I only want a bit of this one. So I want one of those. I tidied away all my scraps and didn't leave enough pieces out for what I actually wanted. I want two of these little flowers and I'm going to cut all of these in one go. And then I need some evergreen. And the way that I store my spare cardstock makes it super easy to locate the colour that I want. Right, I'm going to need to tape that one down. And the foliage and the little flower. Has anyone actually, oh, that doesn't look straight. So hard when your head's not above it. Let's pull that one out for a minute because we can do that after. And then this little flower, you've got like a flat bottom. Always look for something to distinguish which way round when you've got a flower. So rather than laying it down and keep turning it until it fits, on this particular die, I'm looking for that flat bottom. Then you've got like a spike at the top. And then I know that when I put it on, it's going to sit directly there. I'm not going to be turning it around, trying to make it fit. Let's tape that down. Hope that was in the right place. Grab the top plate, and then that will be most of the die cutting done in one swoop. Apart from, I need a label. Oh, everything moved. Of course. These are really pretty, these little flowers. Just fall out of the dies. Put those back on. We need those. I need another one of those. So just have to run that through again. I can hear the birds singing away. The door is open downstairs. It's so nice to hear. I need one of those. Might have another spare one of those. What have I done with all my spare bits? Yeah, save me cutting that colour. Got all these things in my hand and my brain won't concentrate. I adore this leaf. It's so dainty. Let's put these away before I lose them. Such a pretty vine. Really lovely. Put those back up there. Let's just run this one through quickly. And I've already cut one of those ahead of time. Top plate on. And then that's most of the die cutting done. I'm just going to be using a label. I'll show you in a second. So from my trusty seasonal labels, which honestly I get so much use out of, and although they aren't in a catalogue at the moment, they are still available to purchase. And if you're interested and you can't find them anywhere, let me know and I will give you the code for them. But I'm going to use this long piece here and just cut myself very quickly one of these labels. Let's have a quick look. Ellie getting tempted by this one. And Kay, you hadn't even considered this set. Well, I guess it's kind of not for everybody. We've all got our individual styles, haven't we? I just think it's a good all-rounder. Would be great for kind of like retirement cards as well. Dare I say for older people, because now I've put myself in that bracket of older people who like to grow their own vegetables. Officially old. Right, let's just move all these bits out of the way. So we've got quite a lot of die cut pieces. Let's get rid of that centre of that flower. Move some of these out of the way and let's get sticking down, because I think that's everything for die cutting. Right, what I want to do on here. Now I've got 3 pieces of this DSP. Is it called Home again? Let me check. Heart and Home. What I want to do first is layer this on the wood grain side with some dimensionals. Now, shall I use my edges? Let's start a fresh sheet. And with no nails, they're going to be tricky to get hold of. Let's pop 3 along the bottom. Even with very short nails though, the backs come off very easily. Let's line that up. I've got glue on my grid. I'm recycling this piece of grid paper. Let's just get that off. Just watching the replay of me doing that. And I'm just going to lay that over the bottom of the greenhouse like that. And I'm going to add this DSP up to the top. So let's line that on a line. And I just want a bit overhanging. Have it straight. Straight helps, and central. Just want a bit popping out. Bit at the top and a bit at the bottom. Bit of glue trying to come through there. And then I'm going to do the same at the bottom. Now we should have enough for it to just stick. So if I put glue on there, line that up with a line and some grids, and let the brain take a moment to centralize everything. I think that's pretty square. Looks it to me. Okay, so we've just created like a wider panel. Kate, according to the news this morning, the official age considered as old age is 75, so I've got ages to go yet. Thank you for that. I needed that today. I have been feeling really old lately. Got a bit of a way to go there yet. I know, people are living longer, which is good. Right. We can pop this layer straight down. So yeah, if you'd be at work otherwise today, Ellie, but because you have COVID, which is horrible, but it means you're able to catch up with us instead. Katie, what did you forget you need to do? Forgot I need to do that. Sorry, just scrolling. Trying to get the screen. Let's pop this straight down onto our base now. And just lay it centrally, top to bottom and left to right. So I've cut that wood grain just slightly short of my base layer. Is that straight? My eyes obviously aren't working very well today. You need to contact Demo Support about your dodgy ink pad as well. Yeah, not quite sure what's going on. Don't know if you can see that. It's gone like bitty, but it's still working okay. Next, we will pop in. Let's get my bone folder. Look at these gorgeous. This is where my take your pick tool comes in handy, because when your nails are as rotten as mine, you can't pick anything up. The thing is as well, when you have your nails done, you still can't pick anything up. But my trusty take your pick tool is helping me out. Still haven't treated myself to new putty because it's still going strong. Right, let me just look at my original. I don't think I'm going to add, can you see how these pop up just by giving them a curl? I don't think I'm going to add any extra dimensionals to the reverse of these. I'm just going to pop them in. So, bit of Tombow there. We'll pop one over this side and kind of just wedge it down in. And then one on the opposite side. Got a dimensional there. Just hold that for a minute. And then these two pieces, they are quite delicate because the stem is so fine on them. But I am going to give them a little curl. Really gently, and a little bit of Tombow, and just wedge it down in there, and just use my take your pick tool just to secure that for a moment. Are you guys close enough, or dare I ask, do you want me to zoom in a little? You know I don't like doing that. I'm just looking at my view. Maybe it's because my view is quite small. And then a bit of Tombow on this one. And we'll pop that down in there. Like that. Oop, I was trying to push it down in a bit further then. I want that to just hook up over the top, that's it. Okay, all is good. So we've just, we look like we're going one way though. We look like the wind is blowing. Let's move it that way a bit. That's better. Right, let's hold that for a minute. Make sure that is stuck. It just looked like there was a big gust of wind and everything was going in that direction. Right, our greeting, we can pop onto this panel. But I'm going to pop that one on first. So just a bit of Tombow on there. Maybe a dimensional just underneath for it to kind of anchor onto. And then we'll just pop that one down. Oop, stuck to the dimensional before I wanted it to. I want it central. Like that. And then a little bit of Tombow on the back of here. My Tombow seems to be flowing very well today. And then we'll just pop that one right down in the middle. Hope your day is just right. And then we can add in these little flowers just to finish things off. I haven't got enough flowers, I need one more. Let me have a look at my little pile of pre-cut stuff. I'll pinch this one. It wasn't the colour that I wanted, but right, and I'm going to give these a really big squish so that they're like lovely in 3D. They won't stay 3D forever because once they go in the post, they'll get a little bit squashed. And we can do the same with this. I think little flowers like this are just so handy. You know, when you have that little accident, you see me do it, where the ink gets on your fingers and then it goes just where you don't want it to. Right, we'll have one flower over here. We'll put, oop. Yeah, they're great for hiding inky smudges. Okay, so we're just adding in some flowers. Let's have a quick look at comments. Belle, this set was on your list, but you hadn't made the basket until now. Oh, it hadn't made the basket until now. I know, I do that. I have things on my list. And I know when I spoke to you, I think it was last week, I was telling you about just how many new products I've got from the mini catalogue. I've not inked up yet, so I'm gradually working my way through. It is pretty, isn't it, Ellie? And I think, you know, maybe the colours make it feel kind of pretty as well. Right, this one is going next. Can you see how curved that is? So I can just pop like a ring of adhesive on there. And we'll have this down at the bottom. That will take a minute to kind of stick and stay. One here. And then the final one. Because things have to go in odd numbers, don't they? We were talking about that at the weekend. And let's just hold them down for a minute while the Tombow dries. Just unstuck that one. Just unstuck all of them now by touching them. Leave them a minute. Move over. So you can see, obviously they've got holes in the middle of these flowers, but we're going to fill those in with a bit of bling. So I thought I'd use my trusty rhinestones. As you can see, these are great for colouring in. You can use your Stampin' Blends, or I think that's a Sharpie permanent marker. But let's just add some of these onto my flowers. go medium. Medium size for the medium flowers. Oops, I think my head might have been in the camera then. And then for the little flowers, we'll just use these little ones. Oops, my putty's got a bit squashed. And they push off lovely. And she says, now it doesn't want to come off. If you just kind of nudge them, a little bit of bling makes all the difference. So if I bring in my original, you can see I didn't add the colour to the greenhouse. And I quite like both, but I think by adding the colour, making it look like the glass on a greenhouse, it makes it just kind of pop out a little bit. But there wasn't too, you know, there was nothing too tricky about stamping down that greenhouse. So thank you, Kay. That's so sweet of you. Yeah, when I started playing, straight away, I was like, right, this is going to be my class. Another class for this month that I'm going to throw in the mix for everybody. And I'm going to do a face-to-face at the studio with this at the end of the month as well. I'm hoping to do the Saturday, maybe a Thursday as well. I need to look at my schedule. A lot going on. So that is the first one. I'm going to pop those to one side. And then the next one, how are we doing for time? We're using up a lot of time. Hang on, we started at 10:30, so we're not doing too bad. Lots of pieces in this kit. I love, as I said, I love the Blackberry Bliss with the Fresh Freesia. They work beautifully together. So white base this time. Love my white bases. And we're going to pop that to one side. Right, so I've got a front layer which measures 3 3/4 by 5 3/8. And then these pieces are all scrap. The measurement of the DSP, if you want it, is almost the width of my card. So it's probably, there's all bits on here, 3 7/8. Yeah, it's 3 7/8 by an inch. Looks better that way out, doesn't it? And then I've got just, that's not a scrap actually. This is a scrap. I've got a scrap of vellum and then some skinny strips that I cut to 3/8 of an inch to do my greeting on. And this was also not a scrap. I think it's 1/2 inch though. Yeah, it's 1/2 inch. I'm going to be putting my greeting on there. Another measurement for you. This piece of soft succulent is 2 3/4 by 4 1/2. And I quite often cut things at 2 3/4 because you can get 3 from the width of a piece of cardstock. So 2 3/4 times 3 measures 8 1/4. So it's quite a good measurement that I use a lot. So that's got to go on after. Right, let's start with this little plain piece here. And I'm tempted to use this scruffy side again, if you don't mind me using it. And I've inked up, there's a bit of fluff on there. So I'm using this large, are you off, Belle? I just saw someone say bye. Puppy eyes can't be resisted any longer. Oh, bless. Have fun walking, Molly. And you're loving the colours, thank you. Yeah, Fresh Freesia, it's just fresh, isn't it? Fresh and pretty and lovely. So yeah, I'm going to use this foliage stamp. And then with the soft succulent, this card's going to come together a lot quicker because I have done some of the cutting already. And what I'm going to do is just put that 1/2 on and 1/2 off. So you can see. I'm just going to partially ink it. So you can see I've just kind of inked half of it. And I'm just going to add some up in the top corner, and then I'm going to do the same down in the bottom. Now I know we've got, how shall I do it? Let's do the same corner again. Like that. Be careful of that bit there that I don't rock. And then we'll add another bit down here. Now I know, as I said before, you've got like these stems without a flower head on, but I'm going to leave it plain today. But what you could do is ink up with flowers and add it onto those like bare stems if you want to, but because some of this is going to be hidden, I'm not going to do that today. But how beautiful would be that, to create a border all the way around the outside and then use these little flowers on the ends of the stems? That would be gorgeous. And then if you just popped a sentiment in the middle, that would be your card done. But I'm not going to do that today. What I'm doing on this one, I'm just going to give these corners a bit of lift like that. So I've kind of just creased them over, and I'm going to pop this down. I'm just adding glue to the center of here because I don't want it to stick flat. I want it to kind of pop off of my card, but without adding any dimensionals. So just kind of glue in the middle. Okay, so it's kind of hanging in there. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to fall off because we've got that tombow in the middle, and we all know how strong our tombow is. And then this panel here, we're going to pop straight down on the middle. No dimensionals because I want to raise up another part of this. So it's just going centrally on, like that. So we just got those two layered up. And what am I doing now? I'm looking at my card. Let's do a bit of die cutting. Got all these bits and pieces to use yet. So let's have a little bit of fun with the dies. You need them. If you haven't got them, they're gorgeous. So this intricate one, I'm going to cut out in the Evening Evergreen, and the solid one in a piece of vellum. Now I might just tape this one down because I'm going to run this back and forth through my machine. I'm going to tape them both because when I turn around to my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, they move around where my plate isn't so flat. Ignore the big crack in mine. It's still working at the moment. So I'm going to run it through and run it back just a couple of times because that greenhouse is very intricate. So that's been through twice. I'm hoping that'll be enough. It cut my washi right in half. Look at that. Beautiful. Nothing left in my die. I think that did slightly move. Right, let's get all of these pieces out. If some of them stay in, I will just have to push them out a little. By giving it like a little, bending it a little. It's just some of these small ones that won't come out. they're not like super stuck in there. They just want a bit of encouragement to come out. I don't know if any of you use like wax paper. Sometimes I use wax paper in between my die and my cardstock, and that just helps all the little pieces fall out a lot better. They want to stick in on the back there. If you kind of bend it as well, then one end will come out and you can pull them. So if you've got the brush that goes with this, guess who still doesn't have it? There's always something else I want to buy instead. You know, and I do try and be careful what I spend. Right, we're getting there. Don't be put off by all of this poking and pushing. It's worth it. If you've got that die brush, it will be so much quicker. Lots of bits and pieces left, and this plate is very static. Let's just get rid of all of those. Straight into the bin. Not sure I need to do any more die cutting anyway. And then we're left with this beautiful greenhouse. And I'm going to layer it on top of the vellum. Let's have a quick look at my card. Now, remember, vellum will show through any tombow that you put on it. So be a bit mindful about where you are gluing. Now, I am literally, I can still see a couple of dots left on there. Come off. That one's hanging in there. It'll have to stay. I'm literally just putting a teeny bit there and a teeny bit there. And I'm just going to layer those two together. And that will just be enough to anchor them together. You can always add a bit more. Let's put a little teeny bit behind there. And just pinch that for a moment. Okay. Next, let's bring our card base back in. And I've got this lovely strip of DSP. I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back, and I'm going to stagger them so that, oh, we got an extra one, so that it doesn't kind of rock around. I don't like to waste dimensionals. Try not to put too many on a project, but you do need enough to kind of make it stable. And then I'm going to lay this one down near the bottom, just so it's overlapping this white layer. Is that straight? Up a little bit. Okay, so it's just overlapping this white layer. And then I'm going to pop on my greenhouse. And I'm just going to put glue again where, hope you can see, where I put glue before. And I'm going to lay it down, but I'm going to have it more over to the left, so it's overhanging. I want it just tucked under. Get under, stay there. My MacBook has gone to sleep. So I've just got two little bits of Tombow anchoring that down in place. How sweet is that? It's very, very sweet. Oops. Dimension was on the floor. And then I've got a little pot of goodies that I pre-prepared earlier. Give this a bit of a curl. And I'm going to pop this on dimensionals, and I want it to help me stick down this layer as well. So I think for this I will use some of my edge pieces, and I'm just going to pop these down. I'm going to stick it down here, and so the dimensionals are going to hold this die cut piece down, but it's also going to help anchor my greenhouse. I've got Tombow fingers now. Let's give them a wipe and have a drink. Katie, have you got that brush? You're saying it's an ideal add-on. Yeah, it's a good add-on actually, yeah. When you need to get up, if you're not quite at your celebration free gift, add on the die brush. I need to take a leaf out of your book, Katie, and do that. So I'm just going to pop this bit of foliage down here, like that. Don't think I need that one. And then we'll add, you know, it's good. The end of this is good for squishing things as well. And then we're going to add a flower on there. We'll put that on there now so that it has time to dry. Then I need to do a little die cut. Another cute die in here is this kind of greenery. Although it's not going to be green, it's going to be in Blackberry Bliss. So let's not waste all of that. Just run that through super quickly. I feel like it's crazy. We're halfway through the week already. I don't know quite how that's happened. The weekend does feel like it was a long time ago. And of course I worked. I say work. I had my creative escape on Saturday. It's play, really. We all know that this is play. I'm just wondering, is that going to be big enough? Yeah. Thought it was going to be too big, but it will work. So by the time that was finished on Saturday, and then I had dinner and sat down, the evening was kind of gone. Jason went on his motorbike on Sunday morning and then got back, and then poor fella, I made him go and sit on more sofas. And I've come to the conclusion that I am definitely super fussy. We went in five furniture shops. This girl only saw one sofa that she liked. And then it wasn't available in the fabric colour that I wanted. So it's looking like it's going to have to be the loaf sofa that we saw the week before. Which isn't a bad thing. I don't know why I've cut these out. I didn't need them. I don't think I need them on this one. They'll come in for the next one. Right, let's get a greeting on here. Let's add another flower quickly. I'm just having a scratch under the table. Let's just stick that one down. Give it a little press. And then I cut a strip of fresh freesia. Now, I hadn't realised, and correct me if I'm wrong, I hadn't realised this was no longer current. I don't know how that happened, but it's not available. And I used that on the end of this panel that I'm doing now. But I know a lot of you have this punch from many moons ago, and it's super handy for this little technique I'm doing. But of course, if I have been tempting you to purchase this beautiful shape set, you can also do that with this. So you can cut yourself a little fishtail using the die. If you've got the tailored tag die, you can punch, you can do that with it, or you can do it manually like I'm going to show you, but it does look neater. I'm going to cut this just wider than the piece of pattern paper. So if you've got the hexagon, you can just feed that in there and punch it. If you don't have a die or anything like that, the way to create a little fishtail is find the centre of your card, do a little snip, and then from each point cut into that centre, to that centre mark. And if you do it long enough, like I didn't, it should just fall out. I'm gonna have to go back in and do that side. And then you get a nice, clean little fishtail end. Maybe it's me, Katie. I had a quick look in the catalogue earlier because I was doubting myself and I couldn't see it. So the only fear of doing this way is that you might get one deeper than the other, if you know what I mean. See, that isn't very square. And then what happens is you keep cutting and you keep cutting, and then your piece is too short. We'll go with that for now. It's not the best. If you've got a hexagon, or if you've got the tailored tag punch, I think it's called, you can do it like that. That's pretty naff. The other thing you can do, but again it involves using another die set. What is it called? I'm hunting for it. The bloom set. Of course you have the die that ready does this for you, so that's the great thing about having some dies. I'm not happy with mine, so I'm going to redo this. I mean, look how easy it is. It just looks neater. There, that's better. And onto this one, I'm going to stamp. So I've got a couple of spare scraps here. Let's just stamp a greeting. And I pulled out, I love this one, Love Grows Here. I think that's really sweet. We'll go with Evening Evergreen. And I'm going to stamp right in the middle of this long piece. I'm not going to snip it down or trim it. I'm going to leave it like that. Oh, I may have to trim it because I've cut this a bit shorter. Yeah, we will have to. We'll just snip off so that it fits inside here. You've got the banners picker punch. Yeah, that will work really well as well. I don't have that one, I have the other one. So Kate is talking about the banners, and this is the different version. Lovely, what's it called? Lovely Labels. Oh, the name escapes me, but it cuts different widths of little tags and labels, which is really handy. Let's just stick this one onto here. And pop some dimensionals behind it. Oh, actually, we're already, what do we think? We're already one dimensional up. I think I'm going to lay it flat. But will it stand out enough? I've added dimensionals on my... Yeah, Kay, thank you. We were just saying that the banners pick a punch. Katie, you checked the website and that triple banner isn't there. Gosh, I think what's happened, because it was on the bottom rack of my punch storage, and I think it had got swapped. One of my scallop tag toppers was over on the retired side, and I think I must have put it back in the wrong place and then started using it thinking it was current. Not good, especially not if it's something you see me using and you want it. That's why, as a demonstrator, I only stick to current product. Doesn't stand out as much flat, but I'm going to keep it like that. And then we'll just add in, don't think I want that. Add in these little flowers. I've got a busy day. I'm at home all day today, catching up. Got class at the studio tomorrow morning, class at the studio tomorrow night. If anybody's local and you want to come, I've got spaces. We're making 6 cards. Or if anybody wants to come and make the rainbow cards that I've been sharing lately and the masculine ones, you can come and make those instead of my regular 6 cards if you don't want floral. Right, all we need to do now is add a bit of bling. We'll have medium bling down here. They're not quite dry. I quite like, I think I might have had my head in the camera then. I quite like these clear rhinestones on here. Should have left that where it was. That's it. But equally, I've got quite a lot of bling in my collection. There are others that would look nice as well. And I think we're going to call that one done. So just a different kind of way of showing using the stamps to create a background, showing you how to use some vellum behind this die cut here. Honestly, I think I could sit and not step out of the studio for a whole week and still create a multitude of different designs using this stamp set. I think it's just going to be a real winner. So, I mean, imagine all the different colour combos, how different you can make your projects look. Let's just put some lids on inks, lids on adhesives, because I just wanted to share a couple of things with you. So remember, we still have Celebration. So when you spend £45 or £90, you choose yourself a free gift. And also, along with Celebration, we have our join offer. So for £99, you can join my team. Thank you, everyone, for your lovely comments. You're enjoying the cards. Hello, Annette. How are you? Sorry if you popped in earlier. I didn't see. Lovely labels. Yeah, I think that's the one I've got, Katie. That pick a punch. Move these out of the way. Yes, so what else is going on? Come back to those in a mo. So I've got my coffee and card next week at the Hub. Pop in, make a card, stop and make 3 cards if you want to. That will be fun. So join offer, choose 2 free stamp sets of your choice when you join my team right now. So we've got until the end of the month for that. We've got the All Together promotion that's running. I've had some of the papers arrive. So these are called the All Together, which is the same, 6x6 papers. Let's open them up. They came yesterday and I've not had a chance to look at anything yet. So this is the first time for me seeing them in real life as well. So we've got black and white images, oh pretty, on one side. Oh, I do like that, that's lovely. And of course you can colour in these images with the blends that are available. That's lovely as well. Very sweet. Oh, so usable. And then the reverse. You need these. You can use your blending brushes to add colour if you want to. How lovely are they? So they're from the Altogether collection. Then, that wasn't enough. We have a new kit called the Celebrate Today Magnet Board Kit. It's a bit of dodgy printing. It didn't print that well, did it? But it's a non-stamping kit. You can check it out online. So it's not in a catalogue, it's in the kits collection section on my website. So if you go to www.kerrytims.co.uk and then click on Shop Stampin' Up, it will take you to my online shop. And then under, I think it's specials, click on kits. No, under products, I think it is just collect kits collection. But there is a video as well. I'll try and get that up on my Facebook page, but there's a video that unboxes it and Sarah shows you things in there. So it's fabulous. Love that. And then, of course, we have another new kit called Light the Candles. This is so pretty. I'm going to be doing a beginner's class using this kit. So thank you, Kay. You are sweet. It's quite bright, but I kind of love it. I love the brightness. Let's find a bit of white. The stamp set is brilliant. Hip, hip, hooray. Light the candles and make a wish. Today's your day. Make a wish. Wishing you a happy birthday to you. Birthday wishes. And then wishing you a happy, happy birthday. And then you've got these like sprinkles and like confetti stars that you can create on backgrounds. Really, really handy set. So this is an £18 kit. Oh, Coastal Cabana Stampin' Spot plus a block. Let's put these down over here. Get rid of that envelope. You've got glue dots. You've got some pretty bling. Let's get the bases out. How fun is that? Oh, more bits and pieces. So this makes 8 cards. So these are your card bases, but you can do what you like with them. I love the envelopes. Look at these. How stunning are they? Really pretty, really lovely colours. You've had a kit arrive, Katie. Yeah, it's going to be fun, isn't it? And then you've got like banners. Some more labels here. Of course, you get instructions. Look at these 3D foam strips. Got more banners and circles there. And then you've got these gorgeous pieces with like overlays, like laser cut pieces, so that you can layer them up. How fun is that? And then the same with these. This would make such a great gift for an older child. I don't think, I mean, Vivi would have a go at this. She's not 4 yet, and she would love to have a go at this. Maybe I need to get one for her to try, but love that it's Coastal Cabana. And of course you get your instructions in here as well. So I am going to be creating some additional projects for a beginner's class, knowing that you can also purchase this after to get you going and to get you stamping at home. So a fabulous kit. Love, love, love. I will be grabbing myself this magnet board as well, because I think that will be fun to do. But for now, let's just reshare what we've made today. Thank you so, so much for everyone who's joined me. Thank you for bearing with me on my day swap. You know, I have to be accessible for the family and be there when they need me. So I will try to stick to my Tuesday as much as I can. But there will be odd occasions when I need to move it around a bit. So yeah, Kay, they are really bright, cheerful colours in that kit, aren't they? It's quite fun. It is quite fun. I'm looking forward to pulling out some of the coordinating colours and recreating with them. Right, I think I'd best head off. I need a coffee. I'm looking around me at piles of kits that are cut that I need to sort and get packed and posted. Thank you, Kate. I'm glad you've enjoyed them. I am in love with these and I'm super excited to design some extra cards to go with this for a class at the end of the month as well. So, and I have seen something done 3D with this little die, so maybe I'll have a go at that. So thank you all so much for joining me. Please take care when you're out and about, and I would love to have any of you come join me in the studio. I know for some of you, you're too far away. Some of you are overseas, so I know that's impossible. But there are always options for kits in the post. If you are in Europe, I can post out kits and product. But further afield from that, I can't do that. So yeah, so also keep an eye out. I'm going to be doing a Zoom class coming up as well. So we can actually, if you can't get to the studio, we can craft together kind of virtually face to face. So quick look at comments. Thank you everybody for joining me, and hopefully I'll be back with you again very soon. And take care and bye for now.